Can you talk about the possibility of Naresh taking a plea deal? How likely do you think it is? What would that mean for the case and charges? That's kind of a two-part question. Because right now we are only dealing with the charge of concealing a dead body. And based on the way that this has been going and the number of motions that his attorney has been putting forth and the upcoming Frank's hearing, which I'll try to do another video about separately, his attorney, Mr. Ben Alverham, is trying to do everything in his power to get a not guilty verdict. I think that this bond hearing was a major blow for them because the prosecution definitely had more evidence than I think they believed they did. But it still looks like Mr. Ben Alverham is very much intending on taking this to trial. Now, with that said, if we get a conviction on the charge of concealing a dead body, which I believe that we will, I think one, that he will be charged with homicide directly after that. And two, I think there's a much better chance that he will plead out on that, because his attorney said in court on Friday that the prosecution has a stronger homicide case than they do for the case of concealing a dead body. So I do think that we could see a plea deal there. I highly doubt we would see a murder trial in this. There was a similar case in Loudoun County, which I've mentioned a couple times. It was the murder of Bethany Decker, and her boyfriend, Ronald Roldan, was convicted of her murder earlier this year after pleading guilty right before he was set to start his trial. Part of his plea deal was that he had to admit what he did and say what he did with the body, because like Manta, Bethany was not recovered. So I would expect something similar in this case, that there probably will be a plea deal on a homicide charge, and part of that will be Naresh having to kind of lay out a version of events. But I would also like to just say up front that whatever version of events he lays out, I don't believe will be the full truth. Ronald Roldan laid out his version of events, and I also don't believe that was the truth. These guys, they just lie, and even when they're caught, they just can't stop. So that's my amateur opinion.